What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 88 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Kroq-Gar campaign. So as we saw last time, the end game is here. These Skaven elites have arrived in numbers, and though we can't yet see them, undercities everywhere as well. So we're going to have to deal with that. Looks like the enemy have spawned 3 elite armies per territory, which isn't so horrible. I believe the base amount is 2. So we popped it up to 150% difficulty, and that makes it 3. That said, most of our elite armies should have no trouble with any one of these armies one-on-one, but those armies that don't have Lightning Strike are going to, well, they're going to suffer a little bit, especially as the AI seems to have a tendency to have spawned these armies with tons and tons of range options, i.e. lots of rattling guns and warplocks and artillery and all that other stuff, so the enemy will most definitely outrange us. Now, between the episodes, as promised, I did the admin. Oh lord, did I do the admin. So all of the items, as you can see on the side here, have now been assigned to lords and heroes. I think other than like 3 items or 2 items or something silly like that. Yeah. It took a while. But at the very least, we won't be having to deal with that again unless we have a new army, and even then we don't have items to give them. We, as it turns out, didn't have enough items to give everybody items, so a lot of heroes are sort of half-itemed, i.e. they have like a weapon and a talisman, but they don't have armor, etc, etc, etc. But anyway, now it's super important. In addition to that, I did move around the heroes, and I did do some recruitment, as well as all of the skill points were assigned. Granted, most of our heroes and lords had like 1 or 2 or 3 skill points, something like that, nothing crazy, but there were a lot of them. So, like I said, all had been done, and we're heading into the end game. So I guess the question is what we're going to start off with, and I've been excited to try out this new army out here, so I think we're going to start with Clan MORS first. Salmiak here has all of this, so we'll have a few Temple Guards, but otherwise Sacred Croxies, Ancient Sallies, Hellstorm Rockets, and Flame Cannons. Definitely a very different army to what we've been using thus far. We're going to transfer it over, and we're going to head for Clan MORS. You're going to head into Battle March stance, and I guess we're going to try these 2 armies at once here, so you're going to move in like so. I guess you can move into support. Like so, just to help out a little bit. And then Tail, who has also been moving into support, is going to move up as well. By the looks of it, no choice but to do so in March stance, but hopefully the enemy will not run. And even if they do, I guess it'll still be something of a problem for them, because we should be able to catch them with Salmiak. Alrighty, Warpatek, we are going to declare war on you. We're not going to bother calling our allies to help, because if everything goes right, the faction will be destroyed rather quickly, and why risk our allies running away? Now let's see if the enemy is willing to actually fight this. And, ooh, valiant defeat. Looks like they very much are willing to fight this. That's a lot of elites. The Warplug Jezzails are going to be such a danger to, well, literally everything. Same thing with the rattling guns and the poison wind Globid or mortars, so I am very much excited for this. Obviously our second army is in March stance, so they're going to be a little bit weak, and Salmiak is untested and doesn't have all his spells and abilities active, and only half of his magic, so it's literally a do or die moment for him as well, and just like it was for the other slan, so good luck to you, Salmi. Alrighty, and so it begins. The end game is here, and Clan MORS will be the first to feel the wrath of the lizards, funnily enough by a random army that we just cobbled together specifically to fight this sort of thing. That said, it's a pretty darn solid army with a lot of different type of units, and a balance of tactical capabilities due to that. Plus, we have the Fire Rain rockets, or the Hellstorm rocket batteries, one of the best artillery pieces, and just so good against the rats with their massive piles of infantry units. Anyway, we're going to begin the battle by annoying the enemy with our infantry. You can also see we've deployed in different parts of the map, mostly because, well, there are threatening enemies on the map, and generally speaking, the more likely I feel that we are to lose, the more I pay attention to bothering to deploy stuff properly. Otherwise, there's generally no need. We can just run towards the enemy and kill them all with sheer mass, especially with regards to the lizards, who are particularly good at that sort of thing. Anyway, the fire rain rockets will continue, or the hailstorm rocket batteries, damn it, every time, will continue, but it looks like the enemy has waited long enough to get its reinforcements on the field. Whether it is worth the damage to their army, I am not sure, but we should, by virtue of the fact that our own reinforcements are coming in from behind, be able to hopefully crush the enemy army between these two units, or these two armies rather, especially since late game Skaven armies do have a tendency to rely on the Jezzails and all these other units of missile infantry / artillery that we can stop from firing as soon as we're engaged. Anyway, speaking of fire, it continues, but more fire is arriving on the field as the chameleon stalkers and the fire leech bolas are now here, and the enemy has unfortunately moved away from those warp lightning cannons and artillery pieces in general, which means they get absolutely ripped apart by our chameleon skinks, or stalkers, or rather. There we go, no more artillery, and as soon as those artillery are done for, we can start moving our main army forward, as they will no longer be under fear of getting ripped apart by artillery fire. And that's a lot of flyers overhead as well, dropping bombs and bolas wherever they can. And I have a feeling this army is screwed. It probably would have gone a lot better for it if our reinforcements weren't coming in directly behind it, but now there's really not much that they can do. Plus, they take artillery fire all the same, or at the same time. And it's not just the fire rain rockets or the, hailstorm rocket batteries. We also have our salamanders and our flame cannons, which I was hoping to use by forcing the enemy army to move closer to us, but by the looks of it, we might not even need them. Oh, it looks like the enemy does have a use for its casters, however, as our flyers get hit with that howling warp gale. Or it looks like a howling warp gale, but it doesn't seem like they're actually affected by it. Maybe they did get hit by the howling warp gale and are no longer under its effect, and the lightning is just persisting? I'm not sure. Anyway, some rattling guns are firing into the sky, and some Jezzails are doing the same, but it's not enough. It's just not enough. Bounce power is still roughly even, and some of our flyers are damaged, but we've got those chameleon stalkers moving in and distracting as many of the range units as possible. Got a few more about to be caught here. Our Lord is about to catch the enemy Warlock Master, who is tired and running away, and more of our artillery are moving up to help. Alright, come on, flame cannons, there we go, finally getting some shots off, and oh, they're gonna go through the trees, but I'm sure one of them did manage to hit. There we go. This battle turned out to be more of a long-range engagement than I was originally anticipating it to be, but, you know, that's why we have our Hellstorm rocket batteries. Look at me, I'm learning. I said it right this time. Anyway, most of the enemy army is beginning to crumble away, or at the very least, rout away. Generally speaking, the problem with Skaven armies is that a lot of them will come back, but them being relatively close to the edge of the map means that a lot of them might run off. This is both good for us in that we won't have to face things like Jezzails twice, but a problem in case we have to face the army in general more than one time. Cold ones, or feral cold ones, moving in to hit the enemy range units in the back as the chameleon stalkers rip them apart, and these warp fire throwers and Jezzails are out. Those units that remain are now getting ripped apart by bolas, but we've certainly diminished the sheer numbers of enemies fairly well here. Alrighty, and ooh, we got a mutant rat ogre fighting, though I'm sure that our Saurus Scarvet will be able to bring it down. In fact, it's down to half HP already. And I'm sure that, oh wow, the Kroq-Gars are huge, man. Considering they're a monstrous infantry unit and the rat ogre is a single entity. There's a lot of Kroq-Gars, which are only slightly smaller than the Rat Ogre. That looked pretty painful. Down goes the Rat Ogre, and I do believe the chain route is here. And I'm just gonna have to destroy the last remnants of the enemy unbreakable units, though being careful about our own artillery, killing off our own. And those Plague Monks will fight to the last, but at the very least the Kroq-Gars will have a, I was about to say nice meal, but maybe you want to avoid eating Plague Monks. Seems like a bad idea to eat them, I mean. That's how you get plagues all over Lustria. And that's how you get desperate and have to, you know, summon Sotek. Anyway, let's see about how many enemy units still need to be chased down. Not a lot. Looks like the enemy lord did get caught by our Saurus Scarvet, and our flyers and our fast movers are doing a pretty good job of killing off the runners as well. Maybe not be able to catch this mutant Rat Ogre, or maybe we will. Come on, get a few more hits in. Ah, there we go. Knocked away from running to the edge of the map, and there we are. A heroic victory marks the beginning of this endgame scenario, and I think that is an auspicious start. Alrighty, there we go. Not too bad. Not perfect by any means. We certainly did take damage, but at the end of the day, a heroic victory and a win. These guys are also not so badly hurt. Well, I guess we can't heal them, but we can sort of heal this army. Decently, I should say. Yeah, I guess we'll heal. I mean, I was thinking about maybe taking the money, but it's not like we really need it right now. Let's kill and eat, and we'll see where they run, and we can hopefully follow along as well and destroy them for good. Ooh, it looks like Salmiak can't actually move all that much further either. Another arcane item. Yeah, it's just a scroll of power. I don't really care about that. Carnosaur pendant for you. Just gives you frenzy, but completely useless on these guys because Carnosaurs naturally have frenzy, so there's absolutely no need for that item. Now, the first army appears to have been destroyed. Klesh can't be reached by Salmiak, unfortunately. Salmiak can reach Cypresslick, but then it would be one-on-one. Well, that would be interesting. Maybe we can take out MORS altogether here. If we can do this, we can pop you right here, tail, and then you can hopefully auto-resolve the remnants of Klesh's army together. It'll cost us a Chameleon Stalker. That's not a big deal. And we'll take out the Chameleon Stalker. We could just re-recruit it. I don't want to waste our time at this point in the game dealing with that. So let's take the money because we barely get anything out of the heals. And there we go, Tail. Could you actually recruit? You can recruit a Chameleon Stalker, but it'll take 2 turns. I mean, maybe that'll be something for you to do. Either way, Salmiak, I guess you're going to head in and fight Cypresslick in a few seconds. First of all, I guess we will give you a point. Do you now have access to Blazing Sword of Ruin? You need to be level 15, which you now are, so let's get you Soul of Stone, and I guess the Blazing Sword as well. Ooh, alternatively, we could get you Rally and Transcendent Healing. So one of the things I did when giving everybody items... let's get you Blazing Sword of Ruin for now. One of the things I did when I got everybody items was to give every single one of our Slan a Forbidden Rod, because, well, they're the best users of it by virtue of having a decently high HP pool as well as regeneration. They also have a massive amount of spell resistance because I gave most of them a Shield of the Mirrored Pool in combination with that Forbidden Rod and Cloak of Feathers, plus their natural spell resistance as well. So they're pretty good at that sort of thing. Now, I wonder, if we destroy Cypresslick, do his Undercities disappear, or do the Skaven Undercities survive? I don't know the answer to that. Either way, funnily enough, Clan MORS, Clan Scryer, and Clan Pestilence, they're not really the threats here, because they're going to be knocked out probably within this turn or the next couple of turns. The threats are going to be Clan Eshin, who are still doing fairly well here in Cathay, even without us, or even without the endgame scenario. Then there's Clan Rictus, who are going to have to move all the way up here, and then lastly there's Clan MORS, who are super far away from. I don't know whether we care about Clan MORS all that much, to be perfectly honest, but we definitely do care about the rest of the clans. In terms of where the campaign is headed towards the end, I'd like to destroy I'd like to destroy all the all of the endgame scenario Skaven clans, with the possible exception of Clan Moulder, because of the distance that they're at and me just not really caring so much about them. It'll depend on how much interest there is in going all the way after all the Skaven clans. We'll see after the next few episodes, after we've, reduced the numbers of those left, what the engagement is like and the views are like, etc, etc, and then we'll see if we bother going after Moulder or just end it after all the rest are dead. We'll see. Anyway, in terms of what we gotta do right now, let's spend a little bit of our cash on building, rather, and then we'll go into our next battle. So, let's go for the Temple of the Old Ones right there, spawn pools. Blightwater, you're up next. Ooh, maxed out Ziggurat of the Old Ones. Damn, that's expensive. You know what, maybe we'll wait here, because we did put you into Alignment of War for this particular battle. In fact, you can actually switch back to Alignment of Monuments, and then we'll build you up next turn. Itza, you get the next upgrade. Fantastic. Alright, Turtle Isles, what do we have here? Money and skink cost reductions. Always a nice thing to have. And then we can build the Chamber of Visions here. Fun. Alright, Creeping Jungle, you're up next. Spectazuma, yes to the Geomantic Spire. Kulkan Plains, we will get that gold mine maxed out. Jungles of Pawalasha will get you another one of those herb gatherers, and that will mean even more reduction for our skinks. Machu Peaks, let's get you up and running as fast as possible to get that marble quarry, and then we'll get the spice market here at the Fallen Gates as well. Lost Valley, you're up next. Money from you. River Brienne, money, growth, and we're probably going to have to build the defenses here. It's unlikely that somebody will attack us, but you know, these guys keep sailing around here. The Vanaheimlings and the Shadow Legion, and now Throggy, apparently, so it's possible that they'll come down to Aquitaine, so I'd rather not risk it. Aymara Swamps, let's get the Temple Guard Barracks maxed out here. Bone Road, we don't care about you because you're going to be traded. Probably this turn after we move everybody, but we'll see about that. Occam's Forever Maze. I am probably also going to trade you away to Teclis because we don't need this territory, and frankly I don't want to deal with it, so we'll just not collect the income and ignore it. Kathik, you will be traded as soon as these guys move away. Wastelands of Jin Shen, you will be traded as soon as Copper Raft moves away. Basically lots of trades once moved. But the Great Hall of Greasus can be upgraded, especially to the gold mine. And I guess to the... just get more money. What are we in terms of public order here? That's okay. Let's just leave it. As in, start collecting the income. Demon's Gate we are keeping just by virtue of that obsidian amulet carver, unexpectedly. Let's upgrade the rest of the buildings then, so we'll go with you. 11 turns to build. Man, that's insane. We could actually counteract that by building a bunch of skink chiefs, because they have an ability to reduce the construction time in particular territories, but I'm not sure whether we want to actually bother with it. Might take too long. Either way, we'll build the Old One monument here for the public order, as well as the geomantic pile. A little bit annoying to have to wait so long, but honestly, once again, we don't really care about these territories that much. Shrine of Kurnus, you'll be traded. Imperial Road, you will be traded. Blackstone Post will not be traded, so let's upgrade Carrick Ziflin, and let's get that Cinnabar mining pit up and running. Ancient Giant Lands will probably be traded, but I haven't decided yet. Skullcarver's Abode will be traded to Teclis, and then Baston Monfort may be traded, but may not be traded. I haven't decided on it either. So let's get the Old One monument here for now. We could just give it to Bretonia to power them up a little bit, if we really want to. Honestly, the extra 1 armor from all of this probably isn't a big enough deal, and them dealing with these guys for us may be the way to go, so it may be better to just power up our allies even further. I'll think about it. Obviously, well, not all, but a lot of the settlements close to the edge of the list of provinces, all of these zeros, they're all for trades, and we've slowly been trading some, but I don't want to trade it all at the same time. And I may do some between the episodes, but we need to move some around. Anyway, that's it for the building admin, so unless there's Diplo-admin, we can head into the next battle. Hawkland wants military access. I'm not sure that we care about it, but Grimgor boys and Cult of Pleasure want peace, but that ain't happening. Alright, well then. Let's see if we can knock Clan Moulder out. It'll be a one-on-one Salmiak. It is your day and the day of the artillery. Gotta watch out for the Basti with the Reeve of Crystal getting wrecked. And it's a little bit more of an even battle this time around. 1-on-1 on top of the fact that the enemy has 4 artillery, and we have 4 artillery as well. Though, actually, you know what? If we count the Jezzails, they have 5, so a little bit of a shootout. Here we go. Oh, and they have the Poison Wind Mortars. You know what? They might be able to outshoot us. Here we go. Alrighty, here we go, round 2. There's always MORS rats to clear, but this round 2 will give us a one-on-one, and we're going to see how much superior our fire rain rockets are to the enemy artillery. One volley, by the looks of it, has brought down the first of the enemy warp lightning cannons. We are hoping to knock these things out before they can do any real damage to our army, and it looks like it's working really well. I really find it extremely bizarre that that fire rain rockets or hailstorm rocket batteries are so much more effective at destroying enemy artillery pieces than cannons are. You would think that cannons in particular would be good at just knocking down enemy artillery, and I guess, yeah, they're better at killing off the single entity artillery pieces like hell cannons or like little Groms, for example, but anything else, anything with a crew, will just get decimated 10 times faster by the Hellstorm rocket batteries, which is kind of weird because hell cannons are sort of, or not hell cannons, a regular cannon should be specialized at knocking single entities out like this. But no, alas. Really more of an indictment of cannons, but yeah, I've been... What's the opposite of singing their praises? For as long as I can remember. Anyway, looks like our artillery have pretty much won, and with the exception of this one last unit of plague claws, which will be focused down next, we are looking to be pretty good. Then we're gonna start switching targets to the enemy Jezzails, anything else that that we can reach or that can reach us back, but soon we will have the ability to use our other artillery pieces as well, not just the much longer range Hellstorm rocket batteries. Alright, getting closer. Soon the flame cannons will be able to do work as well, and these things should be extremely threatening to poor enemy units of infantry, specifically tightly packed infantry like Stormvermin. Fire away. There we go. I was just waiting for them to finally get some shots up, and let's see the other artillery pieces and go to work now. Here we go. Flame cannons. And looks like the enemy actually will want to dodge those. Makes sense to me. You probably don't want to get hit by those, as they do quite a lot of damage if they hit right in the middle of your blob of units. We also have support coming in from our slam using those bolts of the old ones. A flame storm coming in as the Temple Guard and the ancient Kroq-Gar, sacred Kroq-Gars rather, charge forth as well. Temple Guard and sacred Kroxes versus a Hell Pit Abomination. We should be able to bring down that abomination fairly well. Also over in the background, we've caught the last remnants of the enemy range units with our Chameleon Stalkers, and I'm sure they'll be able to bring them down. The Hellstorm rocket batteries have killed off those Rattling guns, and they are no longer able to contribute to the fight, and it looks like the battle will be going very much our way fairly quickly. Much easier than the last battle, but it is only a single army that we have to contend with. Ooh, nice hit to the Carnosaur. but it definitely won't be enough. The Hell Pit Abomination activates its healing ability, but it's also not going to be enough, and it will go down. Plus, we've had heals going this entire time. Ooh, looks like one of the crews of a Plague Claw Catapult have recovered and are going to drop a few of those shots into our piles of Temple Guard and Saurus, but they'll get knocked down fairly quickly, I imagine, as well. A second Hell Pit Abomination fighting over here, and some Kroq-Gars together with the Chameleon Stalkers are hoping to bring it down. You can see it's got 2 kills and 4.7k damage, pretty respectable. Maybe I should have sent a Saurus to deal with this thing, as in a Scarvet. Alright, come on, Sacred Kroxies, bring it down. Not that it matters all that much. Oh, it activates its healing ability again, and it's still frickin' holding. Too horrible to die. Seems pretty darn accurate. Up to 7 kills now, and it's still holding. Damn this thing. Yeah, when you don't have something with a lot of alpha damage, like a Carnosaur, to bring this thing down quick, it looks like it can hold for a long time. Maybe what I should have done is backed the Chameleon Skinks off and instead just allowed the Kroxies to do it, but it looks like it's dropping Kroxies as well. Oh, this is impressive. It's actually up to 1300 HP now when it was down to 600 earlier. It's definitely too horrible to die. And gotta love Hell Pits. Alrighty, while we have this little duel here, well, duel, quote-unquote, the rest of the enemy army is being chased out, but since it's shattered, we will probably get a lot more interesting shots here. Gonna provide a little bit of magical support with the Cascading Fire Cloak on our units, and actually back off the Kroq-Gars, as they've certainly dropped down a lot in HP. Down to 250 HP, 350, it's going up and down. It's completely surrounded by the Chameleon Skinks now. Chameleon Stalkers, rather. And it's still fighting. Damn, back up to 1000 HP, but it's reached its healing cap. Now it will finally go down. Yeah, I really should have sent the Carnosaur to take it out, or maybe even the Slan. The Slan arrives and... Oh! I have not seen the Slan do that before, damn. Wait, it telekinetically can pick up a giant unit like this? That's amazing. I really didn't know it could do that. That's honestly the first time I've ever seen that happen. Huh. Well, that's fascinating. That looked really awesome. I'm so glad I watched Salmiak do his thing there. Fantastic. Well, anyway, finally, with that Hell Pit Abomination having finally go down, the battle is ours. And it's going to chase down the rest of the remaining units here as best we can, so that we don't have to hopefully chase him down again, though I think a couple did escape. Another heroic victory for Salmiak, and Clan MORS is sadly pretty screwed now. Alrighty, not bad. Once again, gotta give it up to our Imperial Artillery, as it certainly outshot the enemy Warp Lightnings before they could do too much damage. Although, good move to them for trying to actually focus down our Slan rather than our artillery pieces. It could have gone well for them, potentially. Anyway, we're going to, I guess, kill and eat. We don't actually really need to, and we are in our own territory. Yeah, just take the money then. And just take the money. Unfortunately, by the looks of it, we will not be able to destroy this army, as it will run away and we won't be able to catch it. I actually do have to wonder what it will do after... Oh, wow, you actually don't heal a lot. Maybe I should have healed you. Huh. I need heal a lot more. Anyway, you can go into channeling stance for now. There's no way that you're taking... you're not taking Misty Mountain. It's not going to happen. You two can, I guess, stay near each other. Oh, you can actually return to Misty Mountain, like so. And Tail, you know what? You can stay out here. If Pustin moves southward, we'll give chase with Salmiak, while Tail just stays out here instead. Huh, look at that. 49999. That's an interesting amount of money. About 20,000 short of where it needs to be. Anyway, this is where I'm obviously going to call it. 2 nice battles against Clan Moors, and they are, by the looks of it, pretty much broken, unless they will spawn again. But once again, they aren't the big threat here. In the next episode, we will either go after Clan Scryer here, or possibly after Clan Pestilence. We have Gorok and we have Teheneman both here, ready for a fight as well. And, I mean, I suppose there's also probably other potential battles that we have otherwise that are not part of the endgame scenario spawns. So, we'll take a look. More fights to come. Stay tuned for more Kroq as we head towards the end of the campaign. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments, especially important for these longer campaigns, as it does allow me to gauge sort of how long to run campaigns, generally speaking, as opposed to ending them when you reach, for example, a long campaign victory or some other nebulous objective. Anyway, all glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.